Hello, this is Darren DePaul, the voice of Emperor Valkorion, and you're watching another video by Vulkk.
So Eric Musco is back from his holiday, and we started receiving more changes for the upcoming Star Wars The Old Republic patch 5.4. Today's video is dedicated to the Carnage Marauder and Combat Sentinel nerfs. Are you still here? You haven't left the game? Okay, let's take a look. The nerfs are not so bad, so if you're wondering how deep Bioware is about to bury the Sentinel and Marauder's Carnage and Combat spec, don't worry, things don't look too bad. I'll talk about the specific amount of nerf a little bit later. Let's focus first on the specific changes. First, for the Carnage Marauder, Bioware has done two things. Reduced the critical strike damage bonus granted by SWTOR from 15 to 10%. The second change is that they've reduced the damage bonus to Ataru form attacks granted by Ataru Mastery from 5 to 3%. And let me quickly read the same changes for the Combat Sentinel for those of you who don't know the Empire terms. Bioware has reduced the critical strike damage bonus granted by Saber Storm from 15 to 10%, and they've reduced the damage bonus to Ataru form attacks granted by Ataru Mastery from 5 to 3%. Well, Ataru is the same form across all factions. If you don't know, Ataru is that jumpy, swirly, crazy form that Master Yoda used in his battle versus Count Dooku and also in his battle versus the Emperor in episode 2 and 3. Now, the dev node update. Why is Bioware doing these changes? According to them, the Carnage and Combat discipline was overperforming. So, we've reduced the effectiveness of two key passives to bring their DPS back in line with the target. If you don't know why Bioware is nerfing or boosting some classes with 5.3 and with the future one coming to 5.4 in the end of August, there is a link here and it will also be available probably up in the right corner as a YouTube card as well as down below in the video description. All of the class changes you will be able to find here on my website in the guides menu. If you go to SWTOR, you will see this, everything about SWTOR patch 5.4. This is the exact cumulative article that I'm doing, and I've been doing this for a very long time. So you should know what kind of things are happening here. You will be able to find news and updates from Bioware, class changes, guides and tutorials, and at the bottom, all of my videos. Now let's go back into this, and actually, how about we jump into the game where I will be able to tell you a little bit more details about the specific changes. So the first thing that Bioware has done, I will probably need to be combat. So the first thing they've done is they nerfed by 5% the passive boost from Saber Storm. Saber Storm increases the critical strike damage bonus from Blade Rush and Clashing Blast, two of the most important, if not the most important abilities for the Carnage and Combat. And the second thing they've done is they actually passively nerfed Ataru form, but what they did actually is nerf the Ataru Mastery. I was a little bit struggling to find where the hell is it. So Ataru Mastery is granted passive at level 24, and it increases damage dealt by your triggered Ataru form attacks by 5%. In addition, the effect of your Zen abilities are modified. So what Bioware did here is change the percentage from 5 to 3, and this is the bigger nerf. I know that 2% is small, but Ataru procs from pretty much everything, especially from Blade Rush. If you don't know what Blade Rush is, you probably don't play Combat Sentinel enough. Blade Rush is the spammable attack for this discipline, and it procs Ataru form pretty much every time. It bypasses the other regulations that you can see here in the description of Ataru form itself. So, in my calculations, and I cannot tell you more because I'm not allowed to, in my calculations, the DPS nerf is not too much. According to my parsing on the dummy, it's between, well, depending on how lucky you are and how perfectly you perform it, it would be between, let's say, 200 and 300, more likely to about 240-ish, depending on how you do it. Because this discipline is not meant to be done on a single target, such as performing on the operations dummy. You will see a bit more percentage taken away from your DPS when you're doing operation bosses. Now, granted, I haven't tried yet the new changes on any of the new operation bosses on the live servers yet, but according to my checks and math, the DPS nerf should be a little bit more severe. However, combat is still going to be very playable, and in my personal opinion, still better than concentration. However, for single target performance and for single boss encounters where you're allowed or forced to stay on the same target for long periods of time, Watchman and Annihilation still remains the king. And let's not forget that in 5.4 at least, Watchman and Annihilation will not be touched. God knows what's going to happen in 5.5 in, I don't know, maybe 2 months. We don't even have a date yet. So let me know, what do you guys think about the change to Combat and Carnage? Have you played that class? You have obviously seen me play that discipline because it's one of my favorite, and it's on my favorite class. So, what do you think of the nerf? Do you think this will force you to change to something else? Are you considering switching to concentration because of that uber buff the discipline received? I'm actually joking. The buff was really pathetic and it doesn't change absolutely anything except for, of course, a small sustained DPS improvement. Anyway, wrapping up this video. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video.